Support and resistance, trends, candlestick patterns, and chart patterns. These are the core concepts in price action trading, a trading method where you directly work with the price action. Now you may wonder if there is any indicators that can help you with price action trading. The good news is yes, and in this video I'm going to introduce the most powerful indicators that you can use for price action trading. I'm going to introduce the best indicator that you can use for identifying support and resistance, trends, candlestick patterns, and chart patterns. Just make sure you watch this video until the end and let's get started. Before I add the indicators, please pay attention that these tools are just additional help for price action trading, not a complete replacement, and you still need to know about price action concept and adjust the levels based on principles of price action trading if it is needed, or for any trading decision you still need to know about price action trading because these indicators don't generate buy-sell signals. They only show the significant levels of the market. If you're interested to completely learn price action analysis, recently I published a book about this subject, The Art of Price Action Trading. The link is in the description and you can get it later if you're interested. Alright, getting back to the indicators, the first one that I want to add is related to trends. I will show you two indicators for trends. One of them shows trend line on the chart and the other one shows a trend channel on the chart. To add the first one, here we click on indicators and we search Trend Lines version 2. This one, which is written by someone named Lonesome the Blue, and it is a very popular indicator on TradingView platform. When you click on this, the indicator will identify the current trend of the market and add a trend line to your chart. For example, here, the current trend of the market is downtrend, and you can see that the indicator has correctly identified this and added this downtrend line to our chart, as you can see. The excellent point about this indicator is that it doesn't clutter your chart with many lines and levels from the past. It only focuses on identifying current trend of the market and drawing the best line that can fit the current trend of the market. This indicator is one of the best trend line indicators that you can find on TradingView platform, and it can effectively help you with trend identification and drawing trend lines on your chart. Alright, the next trend indicator that I want to introduce is called Adaptive Trend Finder. This one, which is an editor specs indicator and written by Julian H.A. When you click on this, the indicator identifies the current trend of the market and it will add a trend channel to your chart. In this case, you can see that it correctly identified this downtrend and showing this channel where the price has found support and resistance while it was declining. By default, it is set for the current short-term trend of the market. And if we go to the settings of the indicator, we can change it to identify long-term trend of the market. Here for channel settings, you can see that we have an option for long-term channel. If we choose this one, the indicator will find the longer-term trend of the market, which is actually the overall trend of the market, and shows a trend channel that fits the price action. One effective way of using this indicator is having this indicator with long-term identification and then again adding it to our chart, but for this one with default settings, which shows the current short-term trend of the market. And this effectively helps you to analyze trends in the market. You can see that currently the price is declining and the short-term trend is down, but this downside movement of the price is just a pullback within the longer-term trend of the market, which is an uptrend. And you can clearly see that this downside movement of the price is just a pullback, and it's very probable that the price will stop here and turn up and reaching to the upper line of the channel. With this indicator also, the excellent point is that it will not clutter your chart with many lines and levels from the past, and it only shows the trends that are still active and we should consider them. This indicator is also one of the best and most accurate trend indicators on TradingView that can effectively help you with trend channels both for the short-term and long-term trends of the market. Alright, the next indicator is related to support and resistance. Here we click on indicators and we search volume-based support and resistance zones. This one, which is an editor specs indicator and written by Tommy F1001. When you click on this, the indicator will add some horizontal support and resistance levels to your chart. Before adding the indicator here for the scaling of the chart, try to increase or decrease it a little bit so later when you add the indicator, your chart will not be contracted. Alright, this indicator has a unique feature for identifying potential potential support and resistance zones. It calculates these levels based on high volume at fractal lows and fractal highs, and this helps to identify levels that are more significant. In other words, we have levels where market participants showed more reaction to those levels, because as I said, these levels are calculated by considering also volume, which can show the interest levels of the market to a price range. And another excellent feature of this indicator is that these potential support and resistance levels that you see on the chart are not only for the current time frame, but also for another 3 higher time frames. If we go to the settings of the indicator, here you can see that we have settings for time frame 1, here for time frame 2, then here we have time frame 3, and here time frame 4. And you can easily set your desired time frames or disable them if you only need, for example, 2 time frames. So the first one is based on your current time frame of your chart, and then you can define another one for higher time frame. You can add up to 4 time frames as I explained, and you have full control on the colors and how they will appear on the chart. This multi-time frame feature is very important because when it comes to identification of significant levels in the market, it's always recommended to do it also on higher time frames, so you can also be aware of the major and longer term levels in the market, not only the levels that are related to your current time frame. And with this indicator, you can have all of them on your current chart, so you don't even need to switch between different time frames for identification of support and resistance levels on, for example, higher time frames. And everything is shown here on your current time frame, and we have labels and also different colors depending on the time frame. For example, this resistance level is from daily time frame, this support level here is also from daily time frame, and these levels here are from 4 hours time frame, which is our current time frame at the moment. This indicator is one of the best indicators on TradingView platform that can effectively help you with identifying support and resistance levels on the chart, because it shows you significant turning points in the market which can act as a potential support or resistance level for the future price action. Alright, the next indicator is for identifying candlestick patterns. Here we click on indicators and we search candlestick patterns. We add this one, candlestick patterns identified, which is written by someone named Repo32. Alright, as you can see, the indicator has identified candlestick patterns on the chart. If we go to the settings of the indicator, here in the style tab, you can see that we have a list of patterns that this indicator identifies on the chart, and simply you can remove or add any pattern that you need in your trading strategy. This indicator is a great help for identifying candlestick patterns, which are very important tool in price action trading. And the last indicator is related to chart patterns. Here we click on indicators and we search auto chart patterns. We add this one, which is an editor specs indicator and written by Trendoscope. Alright, this indicator identifies triangle, ascending triangle, descending triangle, falling wedge, rising wedge, and also horizontal channels. If we go to the settings of the indicator, here in the inputs tab, you can remove or add any type of pattern that you need. For example, if you only trade based on triangle pattern, you can remove the other two. And here also based on your preferences, you can choose if you want rising, falling, or flat bidirectional. And also you can choose if you want expanding, contracting, or parallel. You can see that you have full control on the type of the patterns that should be identified and also their appearances. This indicator is one of the best indicators for identifying the mentioned patterns, and it can effectively help you with identifying those patterns. Alright, in this video I introduced some indicators on TradingView that can help you with identifying trends, support and resistance, candlestick patterns, and chart patterns. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these indicators are just additional help for you when analyzing the price action, and you still need to know about price action concepts for adjusting the levels or for any trading decision, because these indicators don't generate buy-sell signals. They only show the significant levels of the market. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment for me. I'll answer your questions as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notifications of my new videos. See you guys in next video, and good luck with your trading.